Yeah, hi, I'm Paul. That's paularcher.com. People often ask me the difference between salespeople and non-salespeople, and the key difference is that salespeople close. It's a bit of a 90s term, isn't it? Closing. It's a bit ferocious almost, but you've got to see that the customer wants to go ahead. And I've got for you 5 nice little techniques really to help you to close more elegantly, possibly as well. The first one is test closing. Now, test closing is when you just testing the water really. How does that sound? What do you think? You probably do this already naturally anyway, but it's something you should do all the way through the sales process. Not like a repetitive monkey, but every now and then just see what the customer thinks about it. How do you feel about that? What are you seeing the value? Test it with their NLP thinking patterns as well if you want to, but test close is really quite clever. Then you've got trial close, or pre-close it's sometimes called, isn't it? Again, a 90s phrase here, 1990s phrase, but a pre-close is where you're testing the water a bit more. You might say something like, okay, Mr. Customer, if we can come up with the right solution for you, are you in a position to move ahead this quarter? It's a pre-close, because you're kind of getting more of a commitment from them without obviously selling them a product or a solution at that time. Yes tags is another one for you. Yes tags are really quite useful, aren't they? You're watching this video and hopefully it's going quite well, isn't it? Today's a beautiful day, don't you think? These things, don't you think, isn't it? Wouldn't you? They're kind of yes tags, and what they do is they get the customers to sort of nod at the end of a sentence. You like that one, didn't you? Yes tags, very good, isn't it? Okay, the fourth one really is just kind of ask for the business. Don't get hung up about it. Okay then, Mr. Brown, are you okay to go ahead with this then? So shall we get the ball moving? I'll get the paperwork signed, or whatever. Would you like it in blue or black? It's a bit corny, isn't it? But don't be afraid to actually just ask for the business. It's our duty to do so. The customer often wants us to do that anyway. It's not a big deal. Now I'll leave the last one now for you, the last technique for you, which is rather clever, and it's hypnotic, and I call it the 3-part convincer. Let me just illustrate this one for you. Did you know that when you go to bed at night and you sleep for 7 or 8 hours and you wake up in the morning, you get up, you've actually lost a bit of weight? Funny that, isn't it? It's to do with the sweat and stuff like that, isn't it? But you actually lose minute ounces, but you actually do lose a little bit of weight. That's quite well known now, isn't it? And the other one as well, when you're up and about and you're walking around for the day and you've been up like 14, 15 hours just walking about, you actually shrink. You lose a bit of height, not much, millimetre. But of course, it's gravity and the spinal column and all that kind of stuff. And we've known that for a while, haven't we? And the last one as well is your hands. Did you know that everybody's hands are not the same? That the one hand is slightly bigger than the other. So if you line them up very carefully like that, then you'll notice that my right hand is slightly smaller than my left hand. Again, just one of these silly little things that we know about, don't we? Okay, so why have I told you about weight and hands and height? I've just done a 3-part convincer on you because the first 2 items I gave you were relatively straightforward and logical, weren't they? And the third one about the hands is complete nonsense. Everybody's hands are the same size. The fact is, I got you thinking of the truth. Truth, convincer. And that's how you do a nice elegant close. You could say something like, well, Mr. Brown, then we've really gone into your background here and found out the details of your family, and you're really quite keen to make sure your family is protected here. And the arrangement that we've organised for you is certainly within budget, isn't it? So shall we go ahead then? It's just a 3-part convincer. Nice little elegant hypnotic technique for you. Closing. Don't be afraid of doing it. It's what salespeople do. Hey, Paul at paularcher.com. Bye.